Hi everybody, and welcome back to String of Pearls. In this week's episode, we get started putting the wood back in the boat. We have some things to finish up first. We have a lot of wood to cut, and I have a lot of friends that show up in a really big way. So stay tuned for a great episode of String of Pearls. Thanks for watching. Tuesday morning here, 51 degrees. It's nice. The weather's nice. We recorded a lot of material in the last few days, so I think I'm going to release a midweek video. So this will be the start of the video that we release on Sunday, I think. I don't know that the content. I don't know if you guys are sick and tired of looking at the side of that boat or not. I don't know. But yeah, you know, people seem to be watching it more than they used to. So I'm really grateful for that. Thanks, I guess, right? Thanks for watching. It's awfully nice. Busy this morning. I've got to go and run some errand type things this morning. And so I'm doing all that, and then I'll be down at the boat in a little while. It's not a bad thing though. We had a heavy dew fall last night, so the boat will be all wet. Everything will be all wet down there. So it's not bad to let everything dry out. The plan for today that I'm trying to do is finish putting the new frames in. And really, I'd love to get finished dry fitting the planks today. That's my ambition. We'll see how it goes, but that's what I want to do. Hopefully that's what I'll be able to do. So I'm going to go run these errands and be down to the boat. It's early right now. Sun's up, but it's still really early. That's my plan, and you'll get to watch and see how I do on that plan. Talk to y'all in a little bit. Get down here, the boat got me and James. James getting the saw out. We're about to get rolling on the rest of these. He's done some sanding today. All that bad paint up there he's gotten to work on. You know, this boat used to be a long time ago. It was all varnished. You know, all that wood there was varnished and looked pretty. We're not gonna do that anymore though. Ain't nobody got time for that much varnish in Georgia. It would never survive it. But maybe one day, you know, who knows. But not today. But we're about to get back started on these frames. We're going to cut them all out and get them all going here. And we'll be done with these frames just a little while. Hey everybody, it's Tuesday afternoon. Man, we're pretty excited. All right, we've got all the frames are now in. And we feel pretty good about this repair. It took a minute. We went back and removed a little bit more degraded wood, but we feel pretty good about it. James has been a huge help. We've got a few more things marked where we've got to epoxy some pieces in place, but we feel really good about this repair overall. And I think it's going to be a lot easier to mount to. So it's great news here on Tuesday afternoon. Wednesday here, rained all morning. I did not expect rain today. It kind of snuck in here on us, kind of messed us up a little bit, but you know, I guess it's okay. But yeah, I didn't expect it to rain today. I texted James and he got the saws all covered up, or he'd already covered them up yesterday, but my fasteners got here that I paid $50 to have overnighted. That's good. So I've got screws. So I think I'm going to head down there in a minute. It's still raining. There's no sense in going down there yet. It's still raining. So I'll wait till it quits raining and then I'll go down there. I'm trying to decide what I'm doing today, what I want to do. I can't decide if I want to put epoxy on those frames, which I probably should do, I don't know. I have to think about what I want to do, or if I just want to be dry fitting those planks and getting ready to epoxy those in. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know yet. All right, so I'm thinking about it. It's still raining. I'm not going down there yet. Back down here at the dock. Wednesday afternoon, rain came through. I'm about to start dry fitting some planks and getting those in. It rained. Everything's kind of wet and sloppy, but that's okay. I think it looks good so far. Here is $600 worth of, or a little over $600 worth of screws from Fairwinds. Not a sponsor. So I'm going to grab one of these planks and get to looking at it. I also ordered the plugs that go in there, and we're going to do a better job of marking these boards too. Okay, talk to you in a minute. Get it? All right, you think we ought to do one? I probably got it. You think we ought to do one right here too? I think we. Yeah, Gary. This process we're going through here is we have to drill pilot holes first, and then we come right back on top of it and make holes so that we can countersink all the bolts. But that's why we're having to drill a million times.
Rubber mallet went for all you scuba divers.
Water's nice and clear, isn't it, Taylor?
Beautiful. You can see the bottom.
Almost. The bottom of the...
Take some imagination.
The bottom of your foot, just barely submerged in the water. I'm interested to see James. Where'd James go? Did he leave? Right. I'm interested to see how far we can set these in. Let's get a couple of screws going here. See if we can do this without ruining anything.
You want to start down here and pull it up that way?
Which would you recommend?
I'd start, because if you get it too tight, it'll bow in the center.
All right. Well, let's do them on the bottom, and you really got to get on that thing, and you got to be square on it, otherwise it'll foul it, because it's silicon bronze. It'll foul it. It's right about right there, yeah. So it's going to sit a little proud. Break it?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Here's my crew down here. This is Taylor Martin and Neil Sampson. These guys have been on the boat a bunch and are just really good people. Neil is an expert dart thrower and woodworker, and Taylor is a great musician and all-around good guy. They've been helping. James has been helping. We're stuck a little bit on a plank momentarily. We put this forward plank in on so it's the bottom forward plank, and it doesn't sit exactly right. We haven't really traced the exact cause yet. However, we think we're gaining on it, so we think we have a plan of action. However, this plan of action is in desperate need of being discussed thoroughly over adult beverages, and in a friendly environment. So we're gonna go do that. It's a pretty day, beautiful day. The front blew through and it's nice down here, and we sure are lucky to be able to do all this. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. We'll be back tomorrow. It's Thursday. It may have rained last night. There are sprinkles on my windshield. I don't know. It may have rained last night. 54 degrees, but blue sky, maybe a little bit of a breeze going, but it looks like it's going to be a nice day. I think it's going to get up to 70 today, I think. We got to make some tracks today. Today's a critical day. You know, it took a little bit longer yesterday fitting those boards than we thought it would, those planks. So today we've really got to make tracks. We got to get all those planks fitted and holes drilled and all that kind of stuff, and then maybe even start epoxying today. I've been saying that we'll start epoxying. I've been saying that for like 4 days now. So we're behind on that. Headed to the hardware store. I got to get a combination square. We've got to make sure that the bottoms of those boards are at 90 degrees. That's one thing. We got to clean up the mating surface. It's one thing I kind of realized overnight. And that's what I'm going to do this morning, is spend a lot of time doing that, running that little bandsaw and getting those surfaces to 90 degrees. I also may use my little hand planer. That's a pretty good tool for doing that. And so I'm going to be doing that this morning. And I may even get it, you know, my vibra saw, or my whatever that saw is called. It's almost like a little buzzsaw. It makes all that noise, but it broke, so I have to get a new one of those. So I'll look at this hardware store and see if they have one. Maybe I'll buy one. But anyway, that's where I'm going, to the hardware store, and then I'll be at the bed. But it should be a nice, lovely day. Look, I'm so dumb. I left both my sweatshirts down here. Well, there's one. I left another one too. I don't know where it is. I leave stuff everywhere. I always have to leave the house like 2 or 3 times. I need to do better. All right. So today is fitment day, and then hopefully this top row will go better. But I'm going to take some time here this morning, and I'm going to get my little sander out, and I'm going to take a 30-second or just a little bit of wood off of all these vertical frames so that these planks will fit better. And I'm just going to take a few minutes and be slow and methodical and do that. Afternoon update. Hey, it's that guy. James and I have been down here working really hard on this. We've got most of the planks in, and we really like it. We like how it looks. We feel pretty good about it, and it's a nice boat coming in right there. Doing a pretty good job of docking it. So we've got one last plank to go. We've got it right there, and we've already really got it. I'm about to get it all marked up. This is I feel pretty good about this. It's a big accomplishment. And today's Thursday, tomorrow's Friday. I think it's good weather tomorrow. You know, I've got another board coming. I ordered another board from J.C. Strahler, and I may, right here in this gap, I'm pretty sure I'm going to fill that in with a piece of mahogany that I epoxy in. I'm going to get Neil, the guy that was here yesterday. He's got a really good woodworking shop. I'm going to get him to help me cut that piece of wood. Put a little strip of mahogany in there. And then I've got some things that I'm going to do here, I think. Anyway, we'll use that piece of mahogany. I may have to get one more piece. But I can do that first of the week. So anyway, feel pretty good about it, guys. Okay, back soon. Right, on that one, all in all, I'm real pleased with that. All right, that's going to wrap it for today, folks. We're going to get down here in the morning and start figuring out what's next. All right, so I'll talk to y'all then. See you later. Got Neil down here helping me today. Say hey, Neil.
Hey.
Okay, we've got a plan. We know what we're about to go do. We're going to clean up these little top parts, like right there. We're going to, where it says 6 and 11/16, we're going to cut that out. That little part looks good. This little part looks good for a second, but then we're going to clean all this out right here. And then we're going to take that wood there. And then I bought that, just got that new board from J.C. Strahler's, and then we'll take that board and we're going to plane them, and then we're going to cut them, and then get a bunch of little strips to fill this in. So we ought to be, as soon as we get that wood cut at Neil's and bring it back here, we ought to be able to dry fit all of this. I'm going to see if I can find James and get James to clean that little strip up right there. Actually, I may cut it first so it's easy to get out, and I'm going to probably do that right now before we go.
You actually...
Then I actually can do some of this stuff.
Right, where's the go button? How do I make it? Oh,
no, it's already on, and you just see that it just keep recording just like that. Sit like you just keep recording. You're all right. See this is. Put this on ignore. Yeah, spam.
That's important.
Oh boy. See all that epoxy coming out of there?
Yeah.
This is all like been epoxied, and They've been fighting kind of freshwater battles here for years. Well, I really should have had a face shield on for that. All right, let me get the rest of this done. Whew, that's awful. Here to Neil's house, and look, it's not Preston, it's Taylor. Preston is Taylor's brother, but that's Taylor. And then we're gonna get all this wood in Neil's house, and then we're gonna cut it up, which is gonna be pretty exciting. It's nice of these guys to help me do all this. And what a day. It's a very beautiful, beautiful day. It'll start beating spring soon. Very excited. Check this out. This is a real deal shop. Look, it's got musical equipment. It's a bunch of million CDs. Got his saws all set up. Boy, this is really nice. We're gonna get it done in here. This is fantastic. Wow. Drill press. A joiner. Ah, this is awesome. Okay. All right, we've got the planer set up. And we're about to run the long boards through it and that little board through it. And so we're gonna, we'll get it down to size. This thing is loud as hell, so I'm gonna put you guys right over here. You guys, it really has been fabulous, the support we've had while we've been doing this project, from Matt being willing to step up and let us do some stuff in his place and building my mast, and Neil opening up his wood shop to us. The support that we've had has just been great, and we are so thankful and appreciative that we can rely on folks as we do this restoration project. Copyright strike, don't copyright strike me. Copyright strike's a big deal.
Oh, yeah, it happens.
Like I said, he's setting up the saw. That's an old school table saw. I've said it before when I was over at Matt's place, but it is such a pleasure watching people that really know what they're doing work. And for these guys, it's just effortless, and it's a lot of fun for me to watch and be involved with. All right, now that piece should be
52 1/4.
52 1/4 inches by 1 3/8 by 1 1/4.
What was the first one? 52.
52 1/8. No, 52 1/4 by 1 3/8 by 1 1/4.
52 1/4.
52 1/4 is what we wrote down over here. 52 1/4. Right, and now we can take it, run it through the joiner and get it to 1 1/4, right?
Yeah.
Should be. I'd never been much around a joiner before. It was super interesting to me to see how this machine worked, and I really liked this machine in particular because it's big and old, super heavy, and man, did they make things nice back in the day.
It was just this machine never even thought about how hard this wood was. It just went right through it.
This old pro here, folks, we're gonna freehand one. He makes fences a lot, and he says the last cut on a fence is always a free cut. That's pretty impressive. That's pretty impressive right there, folks.
We brought the boards that we had just cut at Neil's house back down to the boat, and after doing a little trimming to some old screws that were hanging down, we started putting them in the boat. And to his credit, to Neil's credit, he really did a great job of cutting those things pretty exact. As you can see, we're about to put one in after just trimming up a little bit and making sure the space is right. But as we start to put these little pieces of wood back in the boat, they fit in quite nicely and are going to offer a lot of support for the deck above and help press down on the planks below.
No, 6 one, half dozen the other, right? Yep. Smack it. Yeah, keep smacking it. That's it. And this just has to be sanded. Okay, guys, that's a wrap for today with a lot of help from Neil, who has the most awesome wood shop ever in Taylor. We got all the wood in the boat. Now, we've got some trimming and fitting to do, but a lot of that will come as we take the boards off tomorrow. And I think we'll epoxy tomorrow. I think, isn't tomorrow supposed to be a nice day?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think tomorrow is going to be a nice day, so we'll do that then. But a lot of hard work, golly, but I think the end is near. So that'll do it for Friday afternoon, Friday the 13th. Thanks for watching. Back tomorrow. Well, hey there, everybody. It's Saturday the 14th. Valentine's Day. Today's a big day. The weather looks great. Already 54 degrees, which is good. Today's a big day. We've got to there's rain coming in tomorrow. We've got to get some stuff epoxied today. So this is the big day. I'm headed right now. I'm going to cut I'm going to use all what Neil taught me yesterday. I'm going to cut out some little strips that we're going to use to fill in those gaps where the planks are. I'm going to cut some 1/8 of an inch. I'm going to cut some I got it all written down back there. But we got to get a move on today. Today's a critical day. And I will see you down at the boat in a minute once I get finished cutting this wood.
The first thing we had to do was pull all of the planks out of the boat. And I didn't really do the best job of keeping up with how I had them spaced and things like that, which made it a little bit more difficult later. But dang, are there a lot of screws in the side of this boat. It took a minute to get them all out. We're just cleaning up these bottoms now, getting ready for the planks to go back in, making a more flat surface, and there's just a little bit of cedar in here that's got to come out that I can't quite get to with the sander. And the wind is blowing the boat all over the place, crushing my feet. This is really why we wish that we had been able to somehow get all this done on the railway where the boat's not moving and you're not dropping stuff in the water. But we didn't, so here we are scrambling. Where's the hammer real quick? Got it.
So hammer on your left.
I know, it's okay.
Here we start putting planks back in the boat after having coated the back and the sides with epoxy, and the epoxy will adhere to the frames and to the other wood, forming a watertight seal. I'm really grateful to everybody that helped me during this. This is pretty hard work, and I was fortunate enough to have Angie Busby from Busby Marketing Solutions. She handles all of our marketing stuff. And she came down and was a tremendous help, along with Taylor Martin, and of course we have James as well. And it took all of us to get these planks in. Epoxy is slimy and tricky to work with, and these boards were being a little bit finicky going back in. But all in all, I think our crew worked together very nicely, and we were really able to get a lot done. So thanks so much for all the people that really stepped up and helped out with us.
Right there. Where did we say we were going with it? How do you mean? All the back, and then top.
Oh, halfway.
Have to make a little mark here.
Yeah, I see it. It's got a little
Make a little mark.
arrow.
an epoxy mark.
Okay.
The right epoxy. We'll just write it out so she'll know. That's it. On the top.
So the process of doing this, we take a thickened epoxy and we coat all of our frames and then the back and sides and tops of the board that's going in, the plank that's going in is what I should say. And here you can see Angie doing that, and it's sticky, nasty. It's not awesome. But Angie does a great job of getting it on there and getting the boat all coated. That'll provide all kind of protection for the boat and the planks as they go in and make it stick and form an incredibly tight bond. Again, this crew really did an amazing job for us. Here comes that plank into the boat now, and by this time in the day the wind had really picked up. It was kind of hard working conditions. We were all tired, and it was nice to see this final bottom plank go in. It fit really nicely, and we were able to get the screws in it pretty simply, and it set right into place. And we really felt good about everything except how gross my hands were because I had so much epoxy on them by this time. But other than that, it all went just fine.
James, wouldn't this shelf harder? Did that one.
We got one more plank in, and then we all just kind of ran out of gas. The sun was beginning to set, the wind had really picked up, the temperature was dropping, and we decided that that was probably enough for the day. We've got rain coming in on Sunday, and so we'll pick back up there on Monday. But again, I just can't thank you all enough for watching and supporting us. We're getting closer. We'll get the rest of the planks in the boat and epoxied in place. And then the next step after that will be sanding and fairing, making sure everything looks great, and then eventually painting. The boat's a mess right now, that's for sure, but it'll be back to normal and looking better than ever in no time. Thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you next week when we have another exciting episode of String of Pearls.